Thank you for joining me in the morning routine. What I want to do is share just a few minutes here of how I utilize functional medicine to improve my health. So on the first day, you got to see a picture of me. That was in 2016, so about 6 years ago. I was pushing 300 pounds. I was in, I don't want to say a completely unhappy marriage, but it was not a fruitful marriage. And I was doing all of the things I could do to try to be the best professional I could be. I was a physician, 1 year out of residency, and I was working on creating what I thought to be the best life for myself and my family. But very shortly thereafter, I got very sick. So I was already ill in that picture, but I didn't have any labs to back it up. In traditional medicine, as you may well know, oftentimes if your labs are okay, they tell you you're fine. They will say you don't have an autoimmune disease because your markers are not elevated. I had Hashimoto's thyroiditis and I was on thyroid medication. I had certain markers for what's called mixed connective tissue disease, ultimately turning into lupus. And I was having daily pain. The pain was distracting enough that it impaired my ability to work. I had to have a scribe that was a video scribe or an audio scribe because I could not type on the keyboard, and to do a dictation on the speaker, I had a vocal cord problem. I had a nodule in my vocal cord and it made it very difficult to even talk for very long. So fast forward a little bit after that picture was taken, I became extremely ill after a flu vaccine and had a significant autoimmune reaction in my spinal cord that made it to where I was almost paralyzed. I was in a significant amount of pain and I was hospitalized. I was placed on high-dose steroids, and while laying in the hospital for 5 days on high-dose IV Solumedrol, I was being given insulin because my blood sugars were rising, even though I was doing everything I could to eat right. I was eating chicken, broccoli, no carbohydrates, trying to really manage my blood sugar. As a physician, I knew that I needed to do that, but it's still, the high-dose steroids made it so that there were times that I was needing a little bit of insulin. And it really kind of was my come to Jesus moment, if you will. Laying in the hospital bed, needing to be rolled around in a wheelchair because I couldn't get from the bed to the bathroom on my own 2 feet. I had lost proprioception, so I looked like a newborn colt if I tried to stand up and walk. I was very wobbly and extremely weak. My joints were hyperextending because our proprioceptors in our joints are what keep us standing upright and not having our joints fold backwards. It was a very traumatic period for me, and as I laid there, I was trying to decide if I could still be a physician from a wheelchair. You know, we've seen it on ER, we've had other, dramas on TV that show physicians working in all different types of disability. And one of my preceptors, even, he was on a wheelchair or a walker or crutches because he'd had a spinal cord injury. And in my head, I think, I can do that too if I have to. And then I had the next thought, I don't want to, I don't have to, and I'm not going to. And so as I was laying in the hospital bed, I sent a message to one of my mentors who has since passed away, Michael Simmons, and he helped me formulate a protocol to heal myself. And I haven't looked back. So I worked on weight loss, I worked on improving my diet, I worked on the right supplementation and labs, and I am living proof that you can become better, that you don't have to stay ill, that you are not required to only play the hand you're dealt. You get to play the smartest hand you're dealt. And so I moved forward, lost 115 pounds with some assistance that I can talk about in the future sometime. I took supplements to support my liver, my detox centers, and my mitochondria to rebuild my energy, health, and my cells, and made the conscious decision that I wasn't going to work the way I had been working. I wasn't going to work until midnight every night, get up and start all over at 6 a.m., not spending time with my family, not honoring my own needs. And my practice, Whole Health MHK, is a result of that. I finished out my contract in traditional medicine, and started Whole Health MHK in August of 2020 in the midst of the pandemic and have not regretted it a moment. So I want to share with you that functional medicine saved my life. Functional medicine can help you be the best you can be, and it may even help save your life and make your life fuller. So thank you for joining me. I hope the next several days help you with your morning routine and that you can find it in your heart to be good to yourself and live life to the fullest. If you have any questions, please reach out to us here, either online at wholehealthmhk.com or the quantummetabolicreset.com. You can call our office at 785-775-1155 to set up a discovery call. In the coaching world, I can function as a coach and guide for you, so I don't have to be in your state to practice medicine. If you are out of Kansas, which is where I live and practice, I cannot function as your physician, so you will need a physician, and otherwise I can just give you some educational tools and resources that can absolutely change your life. So thank you, have a wonderful day, and enjoy the emails as they come forward and really maximize your wellness.